Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, who comes a waltzing Matilda with me? And they ghost maybe her as they march by the billabong. Who comes a waltzing Matilda with me? When I was a young man, I carried me back, and I lived the free life of a rover. From the marine green basin to the dusty outback, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, my country said, son, it's time you stop rambling, there's works to be done. So they gave me a tin hat, and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda when the ship pulled away from the quay. Might all the tears, flag waving and cheers, we sail off for Gallipoli. And how well I remember that terrible day when our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell that they call Savli Bay, we were butchered like lambs in the slaughter. Johnny Targ, he was ready, he'd prime himself well. He rained us with bullets and he showered us with shell. In 5 minutes flat, he'd blown us all to hell. Nearly blew us back home to Australia. And the band played Waltzing Matilda when we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours and the Turks buried theirs. Then we started all over again. And those that were left, well, we tried to survive in that mad war of blood, death and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while around me the corpses built higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me arse overhead, and when I awoke in my hospital bed, and saw what it had done, well, I wish I was dead. Never knew there were worse things than dying. So no more I'll go waltzing Matilda all around the green bush far and near, to Hampton and Pegs and many bootlegs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. So they gutter the wounded, the crippled, the maimed, and they ship us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind, the insane, those proud wounded heroes of Sovla. And when the ship pulled into Circle Arcade, I look at the place where my legs used to be, and in Christ there was no one there waiting for me to grieve and to mourn and to pity. And the band play Waltzing Matilda when they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheers, they just stood there and stared. Then they turn all their faces away. So now every April I sit on my porch and I watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, renewing all dreams of past glory. And the old men march slowly almost even shore. They tired old heroes from a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. And the band play Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But year after year, their numbers are fewer. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, who comes a waltzing Matilda with me? And they ghost may be heard as they march by the billabong. Who comes a waltzing Matilda with me?